Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I've made a video, and that is because I said that in my last video I said that I was going to do a first trimester recap video, and I am now out of my first trimester. I am actually 15 weeks and 3 days today. And I kept saying I was going to make my recap video, and I just haven't done it because I have felt terrible. My morning sickness has kicked my butt. It has been like all day sickness, all day, every day. Not necessarily vomiting all day, every day, but just extreme nausea all day, every day. And I've also had extreme fatigue, so I've just been doing a lot of napping and a lot of nothing. So but today I had my first appointment at my OB. It was like my intake appointment, so I didn't meet with the doctor, but I had a very thorough appointment with the nurse. And I was gonna make this yesterday, and then I was like, well, I'll just wait until today because then I can kind of update about how this appointment went and everything. And I'm glad I did because I have some stuff to share. But yeah, first off, I just kind of want to talk about things that I've experienced over my first trimester. The first thing, like I said, was nausea and vomiting. Thankfully, the vomiting is not all the time. It seems to come on when I'm driving and in the evening, which is rough because then I tend to throw up while I'm driving, which makes me pee my pants, and it's just like a whole thing. But that has not happened in a while, so knock on wood, that is going away or is not coming back. Then, like I said, the fatigue, I've been extremely tired. I have noticed within the last 2 weeks that I am getting some energy back. I deep cleaned my house yesterday, and I've just felt more energized, not just wanting to lay in bed all day. So that's nice, because I have all these things I want to do. I want to start clearing out our spare room and start cleaning out the nursery and all this stuff, but I've just felt horrible. On top of that, my blood pressure has been wonky. I got high blood pressure when I was pregnant with my son, and it never went away. And so I've been on blood pressure medication since I was pregnant with him. But I started noticing that my blood pressure, I could just tell, if you have high blood pressure, I could just tell that my blood pressure was elevated. So I got a cuff and I started checking it at home and stuff, and it was slightly elevated. So I made an appointment with my family nurse practitioner, and they adjusted my medication and then had me come back in 2 weeks. And I was also monitoring it at home, and it still was elevated, so they adjusted it again. This is 3 weeks ago now that I've been on this new regimen of meds. So I was actually supposed to go last week and get it checked again at my nurse practitioner, but I knew I had my intake today and I did not feel good that day, so I didn't go. But today my blood pressure was low at my intake appointment. So not dangerously low or anything, just for me, I was sitting at 155/85 pretty consistently up until I got it checked today. And this morning at the OB, it was 140/60, which they don't want your bottom number to be lower than 60, I believe is what she said. So she's like, okay, we just need to kind of watch it, monitor it twice a day until you come back next week for your ultrasound. And then, she's like, and then we'll make any adjustments if we need to. And I was like, okay. So we went, wait, I'm trying not to get, I should have made a list. I know I should have made a list because I just bounce around. So yeah, blood pressure, is not high now, and we will see what they say at my next appointment. Let's see, the nausea, the fatigue. They did give me Zofran for my nausea, but I was not taking it because I had heard that it can cause cleft palate, cleft lip, and heart defects. And I was like, so, and my nurse practitioners who gave me that. So I was like, I want to talk to the OB before I take that. So I've just been suffering, but they told me today that I can take it now that I'm in my second trimester. It's not recommended to take in the first trimester anymore. So hopefully I can get some relief now that I know I can take my Zofran. And hopefully the sickness will just go away because I'm 15 weeks and I was hoping that it would be gone by now. But so there's that. What else? Oh, I have had extreme food aversions, like awful. Chicken, cannot do. Pretty much meat in general, I can't really do right now unless it's like ground beef in stuff, like in spaghetti or tacos, something like that. I'm actually gonna try Chipotle tonight with steak. It actually sounds good, so I'm gonna try it. I don't know. I have just had extreme aversions, especially to chicken and eggs. Like, no, not happening. And literally the only thing that has sounded good to me this whole time is carbs, and it's the only thing that doesn't make me sick. So of course I've gained weight because all I'm eating is carbs. The doctor doesn't seem, or the nurse is who I saw today, she didn't seem concerned about it. She was like, once you start feeling better, you can get your eating back under control and it should all be good. She's like, but when you're like, you have extreme morning sickness and stuff, it's like survival mode. I was like, well, I'm glad that they're not getting on to me about that, because I was like thinking they were gonna, you know, if you are plus size, you expect to get fat shamed when you go to the doctor. But that did not happen at all today, thankfully. So yeah, food aversions have been rough. Cravings, I haven't really had any cravings. There for a while I was craving Chex Mix, but that didn't last long. I have been craving like Dr. Pepper, and I'm not usually a regular pop drinker. Like I usually drink Diet or like Coke Zero, stuff like that. Diet Dr. Pepper is not doing it for me. I just want like regular Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb. But I have been limiting myself to 1 or 2 a week because I'm not trying to start that habit, because that's just pure sugar. But other than that, I haven't really had any cravings. I've been eating a lot of popsicles just because they feel good on my stomach and they help with my nausea. But so far, no major cravings. But I will report back if that changes. It's just food aversions, but no cravings. What else? Oh. So I have been having like spurts of weird acne. Like for like 2 weeks straight, I would wake up with a brand new massive whitehead on my nose every morning. And like, I would just like barely touch it and it would pop and it'd be gone. But it was like every single day I would have a new one. I was like, what the heck is that about? Now I'm starting to get them more like down here in the hormonal areas. So that's fun. Shortness of breath is definitely another one. When I'm like talking and stuff, I feel like I'm like, I've had some lower back pain, but mainly, nothing crazy. And it's mainly like if I've just like been in bed too long, I think I need to like get up and move around. And I am starting to get round ligament pain for sure. If I roll over the wrong way or too fast or something in bed, I definitely feel pain down low. And I'd say that's about it as far as like symptoms or things that I've experienced. My boobs still hurt. Boobs still hurt. And oh, we can like easily find her heartbeat with our Doppler at home. So that's neat. And I know they say not to rely on it, but it does give me peace of mind in between doctor's appointments and stuff. And it's just fun. It's fun to listen to her. So we've been doing that. I have felt quite a bit of movement. People think I'm crazy because I said that I felt like flutters around 9 weeks, and that never went away. And it got increasingly more obvious as time has gone on. So I am confident in saying that I felt something flutters, something was going on down there that I felt around 9 weeks. It was only like once or twice a day. I feel like a little like, like a flutter. If you've been pregnant, you know. I feel like that's just not a feeling that you forget. And when you feel it, you just know. So I've been feeling that. I've been feeling movement pretty consistently. But now it's like up higher because she's getting bigger. And so I'm wondering, since I do have a bigger belly, like how that'll all work. I'm not sure. What else? Okay, so I had my intake appointment this morning. All that was good. We went over like all my family history, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, we're going to have you do an EKG today, which I did not know they were going to have me do that. And then lots of blood work. I was like, okay, cool. So they sent me for my EKG, and it came back abnormal, which I figured it would because I've had a couple abnormal EKGs in the past like several years. It's because I would go to the hospital because of heart palpitations, and they would just be like, oh, it's fine. It's no big deal. It's just one side of your heart like fires before the other, but nothing's wrong. And I was like, okay. And like, they never told me to go see a cardiologist or anything. So I was like, okay, well, I failed my EKG today. And they called me and they were like, yeah, you have, oh my gosh, what's it called? Right bundle branch block and prolonged QT. And I was like, what the heck is that? I was like freaking out because you hear block and you like think you have a blockage or something like crazy serious going on. And they're like, can you come back at 2 for an appointment with a cardiologist? And I was like, yeah. So I did. And he was like going over everything. He's like, everything looks fine. He's like, you do have that. And I was telling him about my experiences at the ER in the past and stuff. And I was like, what you're telling me is like how they explained, or what they explained to me is like what you're diagnosing me with. They just never told me that's what it's called. And he's like, yeah, it's very common. And I was like, well, what about the prolonged QT? And he's like, the EKG like says that you have that, but if you read it manually, you don't have it. I don't know. But he's like, it's just picking that up because you have the right bundle branch block. And I was like, okay, well, like, what do we do about this? And he's like, well, you have sleep apnea, which he sees on my chart. He's like, so you're obviously not wearing your CPAP, because the way to treat this is by treating the underlying problem, which in your case would be sleep apnea. And I was like, dang it, because I do have sleep apnea and I do not wear my CPAP. I know, don't come for me, but I hear it enough from my husband and my family. I tried, I gave it an honest effort, but I kept ripping it off in my sleep and throwing it in the floor. Like, my spidey senses or something, like, knew something was on my face and hated it, and I just ripped it off. Anyway, he's like, so since it's been so long since you've worn your CPAP, you're gonna have a whole new sleep study done, and then go from there and get your CPAP adjusted and all this stuff. So it's my fault, and I had already been talking to my husband about going back to wearing my CPAP, because I know I should, so make sure the baby's getting all the oxygen she needs and everything. And I actually called the sleep center last week and was getting the runaround with some stuff, but now I know for sure that I need to have a new sleep study, and we can get that scheduled and everything. And I told him, I was like, honestly, this is the push I needed to, like, just do it and wear it. So there's that. But I'm just thankful nothing like serious is wrong with my heart, and this was just kind of a wake-up call to wear my CPAP again. And it should help with, like, my fatigue and stuff too, because I know when your sleep apnea is bad, you're extra tired, and then you're pregnant and you're extra tired. So there's that. So yeah, I have to monitor my blood pressure twice a day from now until the 16th. That's my ultrasound with OB, and then I meet with the OB after that. And then I also have a 3D 4D ultrasound on the 17th, the next day, at like a sneak peek place. And we're just doing that for fun for Chad's birthday, because he can't go to this ultrasound on the 16th. And then I get to have another ultrasound with maternal fetal medicine for my anatomy scan at 20 weeks. So that's cool. So I'm going to get several scans over the next few weeks, and that will be neat to see the baby and everything. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that's been going on. Been buying lots of baby clothes and all the things. A friend of mine has been giving me hand-me-downs, and my family members have been shopping for the baby, so she's going to have tons of clothes. My girlfriends are planning my baby shower, so that's exciting. I think we're going to do that in early April. Yeah, just everything is pretty good. I feel pretty good other than the nausea, and hopefully things just continue to stay that way, and I don't have any complications, like, moving forward. But I cannot believe that I'm already 15 weeks and 3 days. Like, it is flying by. I don't know if it's because I already have a kiddo, so I'm busy with him and stuff, whereas when I was pregnant with him, it was just like I was just waiting for him to get here. But I'm busy running him to school and picking him up and all the things, you know. So yeah, I think that's everything. If you guys have any questions for me, stuff I've not covered or forgot to mention, comment below and let me know. And I'd be happy to answer that stuff for you. Also, if you're a plus size, or you were pregnant and plus size at some point, please let me know where you shopped for your tops, because I don't want to wear maternity clothes right now, because maternity tops are long enough, but they are meant to be snug and like show off the bump. But I don't, like right now I just have a food baby. So I'm not like trying to show off my stomach right now, but I want my shirts longer. And like, why do stores think that no one wants long shirts? Like, I want the rest of the shirt. I don't want a crop top. I can't find any shirts that come down. I want it to come down and cover my whole belly, and my butt too would be nice because I'm living in leggings. So if you guys have any suggestions of where I can find long shirts that are plus size and not maternity, let me know. I usually shop at Torrid. I've looked at Old Navy, but I'm open to suggestions. And I don't want to spend like tons and tons of money, you know, but if it's not maternity, I can wear it afterwards too. So yeah, just let me know, because I'm like on the struggle bus with my wardrobe because I have gained like 15 or 20 pounds. So all my clothes are tight, but I don't want to wear maternity yet. So let me know. And other than that, I'm going to go. I have to go pick up my kiddo and go home and do all the things. Let me know if you watched this video all the way through, and if you have any questions for me or any video ideas for in the future. I'm definitely going to bring you along for my ultrasounds and stuff like that, and hopefully we will be able to start working on the nursery soon, and I will definitely be filming all that because I'm super excited. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.